Tonight with those protests and the policy changes for CMPD. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Scott Wickersham.
I'm Erica Bryant. They heard their cries for help. They've been marching with the protesters and they even made themselves visible to open discussions with the community. Well, now, days later, several city council members got a chance to take action tonight, and they did.
Our Joe Bruno, as always, was listening in, and Joe, tonight's city leaders took a hard look at the money that was going to police, probably more scrutiny than they've had in a long time.
Hey, and we're here on Davidson Street. As you can see, protesters took their protest into NODA tonight. Just did a lap over there near the neighborhood theater. But as City Council debated the 2021 fiscal year budget, they made sure that they kept spreading their message, and this time in the different parts of the city. Now, Council voted 9-2 tonight to not purchase chemical agents in the 2021 budget. They also will be taking a closer look at CMPD's spending in the 2021 fiscal year, and they're saying this is only the start of changes they're going to be making. We're trapped here. This video by Queen City Nerve captured the chaos leading to change. It's from last Tuesday when protesters were caught between two lines of tear gas, pepper balls, and flashbangs. It's what prompted Councilman Braxton Winston to push for a one-year ban on the purchase of chemical agents used for crowd dispersal and control. Tonight, with the support of all 8 of his fellow Democratic colleagues, it passed.
By banning the purchase of chemical agents for crowd control and dispersal for one fiscal year, the City Council is diving into the minutia of the police budget and dictating what it can and cannot be used for.
As the meeting took place, hundreds of protesters gathered outside the government center, many calling for CMPD to be defunded. To give you some perspective on how large of a piece of CMPD's budget isn't receiving funding, take a look at these numbers. Charlotte's budget is $2.55 billion. The general fund is $719 million. CMPD's budget is $290.2 million, 40% of the general fund. $103,000 was used on chemical agents in FY20. That's 0.03% of CMPD's FY21 budget and 0.004% of the overall FY21 budget. Councilman Winston acknowledged many will view this as not enough.
People who have been working on police reform and abolition will immediately recognize that tonight's action doesn't do enough to end the systemic failures of policing in America and Charlotte. They would be correct to call this out.
Council's 2 Republicans, Ed Driggs and Tark Bakari, voted against the measure. Both felt the move was rushed. Bakari views it as something Council is doing to police and not with police.
Our officers are seriously having conversations right now about not showing up to work. Our words and actions and their impacts on their morale are very important and very real.
Some council members view this as a start for trust to be restored between police and residents in the long run.
I think we have to be intentional about the purchases that we make and how they are being used, because unless and until our response is improved, we will not be able to build the trust with our residents.
Now, Joe, people should understand that this does not mean that CMPD can no longer use chemical agents.
Correct, Erica. CMPD can use chemical agents tonight. CMPD can use chemical agents tomorrow. The only thing this does is prevent the purchase of chemical agents in the 2021 fiscal year. And they questioned the police chief, the future police chief, Deputy Chief Johnny Jennings, about how many chemical agents does CMPD still have? And the deputy chief said he didn't have that. He didn't know. He didn't have that answer prepared for them. So that's the important detail in this, is it's really just they are preventing CMPD from purchasing more chemical agents. That doesn't mean there's a ban on CMPD using the chemical agents that they currently have. As you can see now back here at the protest, we're kind of near Heist Brewery. It's about 100 or so people, maybe 150, who are asking for a medic to come up to the front. I think there's some minor injuries there, but we haven't seen anything escalate out here. There it is in that little circle right there. But the protest will be continuing to move down Davidson as soon as this issue is taken care of. For the most part, protesters have continued their evening out here without any issues whatsoever. Erica.
All right, Joe, thanks for monitoring the protest and that meeting for us tonight. Well, meantime, the Fraternal Order of Police did respond to council's decision tonight, saying, quote, what will officers use to protect businesses and your homes from being destroyed? And they go on to say, as rocks and explosives are hurled at them, what measures do the police in Charlotte now have to defend themselves? Defund the police. Those three words have become a rallying cry among some protesters across the country. But what does that actually mean? The simplified version is taking away money from police departments. In places like Minneapolis, there's a push to get rid of the whole department. But for many others, it's a call for cities, counties, and states to reevaluate their police department budgets and how much of the money is going toward policing its citizens. Many organizers of the Black Lives Matter movement have said that municipalities should be diverting some money to more social programs that help communities of color. Some advocates believe that providing those resources would lead to a diminished need for law enforcement.